Once upon a time, in the spring of 1995 to be exact, when I was a younger program and still called WChess, I was taken to the World Computer Chess Championship in Hong Kong. In the fourth round, I tangled with the best IBM could throw at me, the prototype multiprocessing monster that was called Deep Blue. I was ready for a real fight when I opened with my favorite move, pawn to e4. Deep Blue enters the complexities of the difficult Sicilian defense. The next few moves of this game are the same as when the 1996 version of Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov in Game 1 of their historic match that year. In this position, Kasparov chose bishop to g4 against Deep Blue. But against me, Deep Blue decided on pawn to e6 instead. Often there is more than one good move in a position, and the one chosen often depends on the player's personality. That's one of the things that makes chess so interesting. I develop a piece and gain time because it also chases the black queen away. My threat here was knight to c7, check, forking Deep Blue's king and rook. Of course, I didn't expect my opponent to fall for it. My real goal was to quickly find good squares for all my minor pieces. At this point, I found myself quite satisfied with what I had accomplished in the opening. I had fought for control of the center. I had sheltered my king from harm. And I had placed all of my pieces on good squares. Only now that I had developed all my minor pieces had the time come to move my queen. In the opening, the queen should be placed on a safe but useful square. This move also connected my rooks. Now it was time to activate my rooks. Deep Blue had finished developing too. Enough with all this maneuvering. With my next move, I started a flurry of exchanges and open lines in the center. Exchanging queens sent us into an endgame. Ouch! My adversary stung me with a petite combination. Deep Blue's bishop sacrifice opened up a discovered attack on my own bishop. Okay, I lost a pawn, but I wasn't doing too badly because all my pieces were active. Deep Blue would have been sorry if he'd captured my pawn at this point. Then I would have got him. First, I would have played rook takes rook, check. Naturally, he'd have to take back. Then wham! Rook to d8, checkmate. I didn't really expect him to fall for that. Let's get back to reality. Got the rook trapped. Deep Blue's rook can't escape, so it sacrifices itself for a bishop. I was really hoping here that Deep Blue would take my pawn. Then Blue would be in a lot of trouble after this knockout punch. rook to e7, my adversary would have to lose something. For example, rook captures on e7 would have been met by a back rank mate beginning with rook to c8, check. Shucks. Too bad blue hadn't come down with a virus that day. This move created an escape hatch for the king at h7, spoiling my back rank mating possibilities. Now my opponent really was threatening my weak pawn on e3, so I defended it with my knight. I have to admit that my opponent still had the preferable position here. I do have a rook for a bishop, but those two connected passed pawns on the queen side would become a big headache for me if blue could start advancing them. Check. I constantly try to maximize the power of my pieces. Here, I was making this rook more active. Oh ho! I was very happy to see that move. My adversary is good at tactics, but maybe not so good at strategic concepts. Exchanging rooks is a mistake here. Deep blue needed to keep that rook on the board to help the advance of the two queenside pawns. Now I was no longer in danger of losing. I had a simple yet powerful threat here. Rook to d8, check. That would have simultaneously attacked Deep Blue's king and bishop. Now I'm threatening to trap Blue's bishop by playing my king to f2 and then to g1. But it's hard to trick a computer, even if you are one. Deep Blue set a little trap for me with this move, but I didn't fall for it. Easily the best move. It didn't take me long to reject rook takes knight, as then my opponent would hit me with a wicked reply. Pawn to f4, check, would open up a discovered attack on my rook. I'd have to get out a check, and then my rook would get zapped. Fortunately, I saw it coming. Here I didn't play the obvious king takes pawn. Instead, my target was Blue's other passed pawn. Because it was farther away, so I thought it would be harder to stop. So with my next move, I prevented my opponent's bishop from defending it. I even had a bit of an advantage here. Look, I have a rook, while my opponent only has a bishop. Deep Blue's extra pawn doesn't quite make up the difference. However, this small advantage will be insufficient to win because there are not enough pieces left on the board to do the work. Check. Check. Shucks. Deep Blue easily defended every weakness I was aiming at. There was just no way I could break through. We agreed to a draw here, but I felt as if I had won a moral victory. I had stood up to the biggest name in the business and the monster of all chess programs.